शिवोऽहं 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 शिवोऽहं
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये।
Namaste. Welcome to Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam for another session in Yogic Kriyas. As always, let us begin with the 3 Omkara Kriyas. There are some changes for this next 15 days. So let's finish the 3 Oms and then I will introduce them just a little bit. Sit up tall and straight. Get into a state of mindfulness. Let's begin the first Om. Inhale. Inhale, come up. Apply the Uddiyana Bandha, the Laghu version. A mild lock in the stomach. All the breathing now takes place in the region of the chest. Inhale. Inhale, come up. Shift your awareness to the throat. Begin the Ujjayi Pranayama by partially closing the glottis, allowing the breath to be sucked in by the throat, pushed out by the throat. Inhale. All right. Now the Kaka Shuddhi Kriya. Ideally, when we enter into the Kriyas, we do them continuously. That is the ideal practice. So now that we have practiced this over a month, I want to introduce the next level to this. Some of you might find it very easy. Some of you might take a time to practice. What is it? I'm going to inhale and I powerfully exhale, finish the Kriya, and then I inhale and come up. Immediately I have to go into the next one again, exhale and go into the next Kriya. Inhale and come up. That is how we do 5 Kriyas in the Kaka Shuddhi Kriya. So let me show you how it is done. Just 2 I will show you and you will get an idea. So I inhale first and then I go. Once I finish here, I inhale and again I go. So until now, between each of this, we used to take a break, become mindful, and go into the next one. Now we are going to go continuously. We'll try it. So I will do continuously. You still have many days to get this perfected. So be very patient. Maybe you can do 2 and after that you run out of breath. You can wait the third one, do a little slow. And then the next 2 again, try and do continuously. So consecutive breathing. Inhale, exhale into the Kaka Shuddhi. Inhale, come up. Exhale into the Kaka Shuddhi. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply and come up. Exhale into the Kaka. So that's how you're going to continuously do it. That is how it's ideally done. All the time, the stomach and the bandha will be in place. All right? So let's try that today. We'll do this 5 times. Sit up tall and straight. And if you can't, don't worry. You will get it slowly. Everything comes with practice. Inhale, let's begin. Let's go. Inhale, come up. And go. Inhale. Go. Inhale, come up. Go. Inhale, come up. One last one. Go. Inhale, come up. And pause, breathe in and out. Excellent. So it doesn't mean you increase the speed. We are just doing it continuously, that's all. We are not increasing the speed. We are not going fast and coming up fast. You're going to exhale fully. Inhale, come up. That inhalation is nice and deep. And again, go straight away into the next one. All right? So that's how Kriyas are done. That way there is no break. Now the next one is Agnisara. We're going to try the same principle in Agnisara. Okay? You might think, oh my God, this is too much. But just take it easy. Because when we start introducing this, we have enough days to practice, right? If you have any questions, you can always text me or put it in the chat, and Maya will try and capture a screenshot and I'll try and address it. Okay, so the next one, Agnisara. Same thing, I'm going to inhale, I exhale fully, hold the breath out, do the Agnisara. Then I inhale and come up. Again, I exhale into the next Agnisara. Do the Agnisara. Inhale and come up. So we will do this 3 times, then take a break, and I'll do 2 more. This way we can do more Kriyas in less time. So first let's try 3 continuously. Remember, speed is not the essence here. It is continuity. Okay, so now you're not breaking between 2. All right. Sit up tall and straight. Inhale. Maintain the bandha here. Exhale fully. When you're done exhaling, begin the Kriya. Inhale, come up. Exhale again. Hold the breath out, begin. When you're done, inhale. Again. Begin the Kriya. Inhale. Take a break. See, it wasn't that bad. Don't try to keep up with me. This is the first day, so it's kind of difficult. But try at your own pace. Once you finish the Kriya, inhale and come up. And again with the next inhalation, go into the Kriya. Let's do 2 more consecutively. From tomorrow we'll do 5. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale fully. When you're done, begin. Wonderful. I just gave it a break. Instead of doing continuously 5, we took a break after 3. But we can do 5 Kaka Shuddhis and 5 Agnisaras continuously. Okay, so that is something we need to practice. We will practice it slowly every day. Now, of course, we'll do the Markata Kriyas. No change here. Sit up tall and straight. 5 rounds. Let's begin. Inhale. Exhale. Maintain the Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stomach pulled in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhales. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep your stomach pulled in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. One last one. Inhale, exhale, 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 inhale, exhale. Mindful breathing. Lengthen your exhalations. Maintain the bandha. Listen to the footsteps of Vayu. Pranayama Kriya. Sit in Vajrasana. Toes together. Heel apart. Sit up tall and straight. Hands into the mudra. Fold your thumbs first. Place your palms over your thumbs. Brahma mudra. Place it on either side of your belly button. Breathe out. Pull the stomach in. Inhale with your chest expanding. As you exhale, allow the stomach to crush. Go all the way down. Allow your forehead to rest on the mat. Use the back of your lungs to breathe in and out. Deep breathing. Expand the back of your lungs through the shoulder blades. All right, gently inhale. And come up. Inhale, release. You can continue sitting like this for Bhastrika if you're comfortable. Otherwise, come back. You can sit in half lotus if you wish to, or the full lotus, whatever works for you. Sit up tall and straight. So Bhastrika, we're going to do 20, 20, 20 for the next week or so, and we'll see how it goes. All right? Tall and straight. Stomach pulled in. The first round, inhale and exhale, we're going to do it for 20 times. 20, 20, 20. When you're ready, let's begin. Maintain the bandha, breathe in and out. Wonderful. For the second one, just slightly, ever so slightly increase the pace. Let's call the first one slow. Second one will be slow to medium. All right, or medium pace. Slow, medium, and the third one we'll call it fast. But just listen to your body. Don't compromise on the quality, on the integrity of the Kriya. So slightly increase the pace for the next 20. Sit up tall and straight. When you're ready, begin. You can do 10, 10, 10 or 15, 15, 15. You don't have to do 20 if you find it too much. The last one, if you can't do all 20, just do 10 for tonight. Sit up tall and straight. Now, as you increase the speed for the third one, and we call it fast, quote unquote fast, remember, don't compromise on the depth of your exhalation. You should be able to breathe out more powerfully now. That's what it means. Okay? So more powerful in your breath. When you're ready, try. Let's go. Few breaths, perform the Kamala Kriya. Inhale. Exhale. Watch my palms. Inhale. Feel the lungs expanding as you're opening up your palms. Lungs contract as you close. All right. We're ready for the Nadi Shodhana. Beginning from today, we will alternate a pattern. But for today, we will just do the regular Nadi Shodhana. I will introduce this tomorrow and explain how it goes. Every alternate day, we will be doing our regular Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. So today being the first day of the waning moon, we'll start with the Nadi Shodhana. So sit up tall and straight. The left hand will do the Kamala Kriya. Right hand, you're going to be left in, right out, right in, left out. We have done this throughout. So let's sit up tall and straight. Neck slightly bent down. Focus on the ratio. Focus on the volume of air that is exchanged. Use the Ujjayi breath. And let the name of Rama gently settle into your consciousness and connect us all together in that one divine mantra. Let's begin the Rama Nama Pranayama.
Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। सीतारामा सीताराम 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 सीताराम। सीतारामा सीताराम 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 सीतारामा सीताराम 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 सीतारामा सीताराम Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Janaki Jeevan Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Janaki Jeevan Ram Patit Pavana Ram Hare Jaya Raghava Sundara Ram Patit Pavana Ram Hare Jaya Raghava Sundara Ram Dinodharna Ram Hare Jaya Maruti Sevita Ram Dinodharna Ram Hare Jaya Maruti Sevita Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Raghuram Janaki Jeevan Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Raghuram Janaki Jeevan Ram Sita Rama Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Rama Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Janaki Jeevan Ram Patit Pavana Ram Hare Jaya Raghava Sundara Ram Dinodharna Ram Hare Jaya Maruti Sevita Ram Dinodharna Ram Hare Jaya Maruti Sevita Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Raghuram Janaki Jeevan Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Raghuram Janaki Jeevan Ram Sita Rama Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Rama Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Rama Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Namaste. For those of you who just joined Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam, welcome to the Satsang. This evening, we are entering into this beautiful phase where Hanuman describes Rama in great detail. So let us get to that right away, because there is so much to cover and so little time. Until now, Hanuman was praising Rama's character and personality. But remember what Sita said. Please tell me what are his physical characteristics. How are his thighs? How are his arms? How does he look like? What are the marks on his body? And so on. And so Hanuman begins to describe to Sita in what we now, what might seem now as in a very coded manner. It's like a code, the way he describes it. And so we will see, this has been decoded, of course, and then we will see what it means. So before we go into that, it is important to understand there is a Shastra that Hanuman is referring to when he describes the physical characteristics of Rama, and I put that in front of you. That is called as Samudrika Shastra. Samudrika Shastra. Samudrika Shastra is the knowledge of the physical features and connecting physical features in your body to a deeper understanding of your personality. So when we talk of body language and all these days, from a communication point of view, we talk of body language from behavioral point of view and so on and so forth. All of that is included in the Samudrika Shastra, which is part of the Vedic treaties and so on. You might have heard of palmistry, right? People read palms. What is that? That is the Hasta Mudrika Shastra. That is part of the Samudrika Shastra. So they see the lines on the palms and they read your character by seeing the lines on the palms. So Hanuman refers to this in one of the verses, and we'll come to that. So the palmistry is part of this. Similarly, face. From face, the way the nose is, the way eyes are, how thick the eyebrows are, how thin the eyebrows are, how proportioned or not is the face, how are the shape of the jaws and the ear lobes and so on. All of this is described and certain features are associated with it. Now, I am not an expert in the Shastra, so don't ask me questions about the Shastra. There is very little written material available today. There is one book in Kannada. Unfortunately, I don't know to read Kannada. So seems to be one book in Kannada that seems to be available where something about this Shastra is mentioned. So that's a beauty in this. I have met people who have read my face and the features and told me some nice things. So that's nice. But so I know that the Shastra exists and the Shastra is practiced even to this day. And the people who told me they didn't do it for money or business. It was just pure love. I went to a retreat and there was this gentleman who saw the way my earlobes are attached to the base. It doesn't go back up like this. So he had something to say about that and so on. So thus there is a whole science behind it. Now, how far this is accurate and not accurate, it all depends on the practitioner, the way the person who has understood the Shastra and his ability to interpret. But the science is there. Why do I call it science and why do I say it is there? Because you and I are part of this universe. We are not isolated beings. So the akasha, the sound vibrations, frequencies manifest eventually into matter. And so the body at some point was pure vibration. Thoughts are pure vibration. So at some point our thoughts determine the body and the body in turn begins to reflect the innermost thoughts and things that vibrate at a particular frequency throughout, right? Some of them are conscious, we know about it. Some of them we don't know consciously. But who you are and what you represent is a reflection. The body is always a reflection of the mind, right? And so it is based on that fundamental principle. All right. Now, when Hanuman talks about that to Sita, he's not explaining the Shastra. He's talking about Rama. But both of them, there is an understanding that they know the Shastra very well. That's why Hanuman just says Rama is the one who has three this and three that, 3 lotuses, 10 lotuses, 5, he has 5 soft limbs and 5 hard limbs and so on. He'll just describe that. But what are those 5? What does 10 mean? What does 4 mean? What does 6 mean? What does 8 mean? What does 14 mean, right? He is structured of the 14 limbs. He has perfect proportion of the 14. You'll just say like that. Okay, you'll see in the verses. It's fascinating. But what does it mean? So it shows when Hanuman talks about it, he's not only displaying his knowledge of the Shastra, but he is assuming and he's right in understanding that Sita is already aware of it. Because in those days, this kind of knowledge was taught. It was common knowledge for everybody. Vedic astrology, Samudrika Shastra, Swarodhya, Sadhana, what we are doing as Kriyas, all of these were common knowledge. It was taught as part of regular education. So that is how Hanuman now describes Rama. Now your head will spin. The amount of, and also there is a lot of math here. Math in the sense numbers to describe a person. Where have you ever heard it, right? So this is how Hanuman describes Rama. So let us start with that. So he will say, Rama is firm in 3 limbs. Okay, there is a Sanskrit term for that. So you will see it in the verses for those of you who understand Sanskrit. So poetically, when you listen to it, it's very nice. But what those 3 limbs are not explained in the verses. So I had to do some reading and some little bit of digging in. I've not had time. I know there is a lot more to it than I can see at this point. I'm not fully convinced that it is simply the physical parts and what is Hanuman trying to convey. So I have to learn, and you can also keep your heart and mind open for the divine to reveal more meaning in these to you all. And it doesn't have to happen tonight, but just open your mind. But nevertheless, let's start with the Samudrika Shastra, the physical features of Rama. Firm in 3 limbs. Now simply forget the Shastra. Let us enjoy the beauty of Rama as it is described by Hanuman. All right. Firm in 3 limbs. What are the firmness? So the breast, in other words, the chest part, this part. You know, as we age, everything sags. Even for men, they say you have sagging breasts for older people. So that is firm in Rama. The waist is firm. His fist is firm. What does it mean by fist is firm? He's not an angry person, but it just means like when you're older, when you ask older people to hold something, gently the hands might shake a little bit, right? Or they can't hold it, grip so much because they'll have arthritis or something like that mild, and they won't be able to grip as much as they did 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So firm in fist. That means I can hold my fist and keep it very firm. So that is a sign of strength and youthfulness and so on and so forth. So breast, waist, and fist. I'm going to go through this a little fast because there's a lot to cover. But it just, at this point in the study, the fact that we are coming across this the very first time, we are simply opening the door and listening. Just enjoy and listen. Then it says, long in 3 limbs. What are the 3 limbs that Rama is so long? The eyebrows are long. The arms are long. The soles of the feet are long. Okay, so this is all derived from the Samudrika Shastra. In Samudrika Shastra, it is described how an avatar is described there, how God-realized people are, how our incarnations, self-realized souls are. All of these are described. What kind of features you look for in the bodies of some. So it's a very interesting Shastra again. So long in 3 limbs. Symmetrical in 3 limbs. What are the 3 limbs? I'm using the word limbs very loosely. Limbs, parts of the body, or whatever you want to call it. So symmetrical in 3 limbs. What are they? Locks of hair, symmetrical on either side. So he's got symmetry. Like it's not too far back, not too far ahead. It's full. It's on both sides. Locks of hair. Abdomen is symmetrical on either side, and testicles are symmetrical. So this is symmetrical in 3 limbs. Now, if you think of testicles, you'll say, how did Hanuman know? Hanuman is reading the other things and he's saying this is all from the Samudrika Shastra and it all applies to Rama. He is a devoted now completely to Rama, right? So that's how one has to understand these things. It's not like Hanuman had a chance to explore and understand and see Rama's physical body in all its detail. But seeing a few, he derived, okay, the others are also must be like this. And that's how he is bringing out these. Elevated in 3 limbs. Elevated. The chest is elevated because he's a strong warrior, right? If you see these bodybuilding people, their chests are elevated. The abdomen is elevated. When I say abdomen is elevated, don't think of a belly and don't look down at your belly and say, okay, good, this looks like Rama's belly. No, the abdomen is like those 6-pack abs. Those muscles come out, stand firm. So that's the elevation in the abdomen. The navel is said. Now, there are many scholars and all of them have written this. That's why navel, I started scratching my head. What does it mean by navel is elevated, right? The navel goes in, the belly button goes in. So how is it elevated? And then I did some research. Then it struck me as I saw some pictures. If you Google belly piercing, you will see a lot of belly button, pictures of women, of course, and belly buttons come up. And so they pierce the belly button. So where do they pierce? Where do they put the small ring in the belly? On the top. And that top juts out a little bit, so they're able to pinch it, right? So that is what an elevation is. So that is what is meant by elevated navel. So chest, abdomen, and navel. These three are elevated in Rama. Coppery reddish in three limbs. In other words, brownish, but not dark brown, but kind of a coppery reddish hue. Soles of the feet, the nails, and the eyes. So Rama's eyes are not blue eyes, not green eyes, but coppery red eyes. Okay, so this is how Hanuman describes. It's beautiful because now you can actually picture these things and begin to meditate on the beauty of each of these. Soft in three limbs. Soft in three limbs. Hair is soft, feet are soft, and penis is soft. So here the reference to penis is perhaps the skin, the foreskin of the penis, because circumcision is not part of Sanatana Dharma, and therefore it is possible, I'm thinking aloud here, it's possible that Hanuman is mentioning the foreskin of Rama, soft in three limbs. Then comes three folds in his body. So the three folds are in the neck and in the belly. The sides of the belly, you'll see three simple folds. Even if you're very little weight and you're very firm, you will still have three folds. When you bend, you will see that. So there are deeper meaning in this, the folds in the belly, there are deeper meaning. We see this reference even in Lalita Sahasranama and so on. So we will come to that and understand it a little more. But these are the actual physical characteristics of Rama. And neck again, when he bends the neck, when he looks down, there are three folds that come around the neck. Then depressed in three limbs. Soles of the feet are depressed. The lines in the soles are well done, so they are also depressed in the soles. The nipples are depressed. Okay? Three spirals in the head. That means he's tied his hair in three spirals and knotted it up. Possesses three aspects: splendor, fame, and glory. I'm finishing all the threes. So this was not a reference to a physical characteristic. This was more of a reference to his personality. But what I did eventually was I took all the threes. I said, let's get all the three numbers over with, and then we'll go to 4 and then so on. So I put that possesses three aspects. This actually Hanuman mentions much later. But these are all the threes. I think I've covered. Oh, there's one more. He pursues these in the 3 periods of the day. A king, right? Sensual delights, worldly comforts, religious merit. During forenoon, midday, and evening. This could be a reference to life itself. So right now we'll just listen to what Hanuman has to say, because all these have deeper meaning in the Shastras. So these are all the threes he talks about. Then he comes to 4. He says he's undersized in 4 limbs. It's slightly smaller in size. The neck is slightly smaller, not disproportionately. He says this is how it is. Back is smaller. The shank is below the knees and above the ankles, that region. So the shank is slightly smaller. His penis is smaller. So these are the 4 undersized limbs. Then 4 lines under his thumb. Now we are coming to all the 4. So 4 lines under the thumb. So under the thumb, if you look at your thumb, I'm sure you all are quickly doing it. You'll see perhaps we have 1 or 2 lines, right? Rama has 4. Some of us may have 3 lines. So when you have 4 lines here, it means that he studies, or he can study, or he is well versed. In this case, obviously he is well versed in all the 4 Vedas. Chatushkala, it is called, the 4 lines. So he is well versed in all the 4 Vedas. That's what it comes. So it's a rare thing to have 4 lines under your thumb, distinct lines. So we can probably see, I can see 2 distinct lines towards the base of my thumb. So something like this. It's interesting, right? So here Rama has 4. Okay. He has 4 lines on his forehead. Maybe when he frowns, maybe when he raises his eyebrows, you get wrinkles, right? So that's what he means. The 4 lines on his forehead. 4 lines on the forehead signifies a long life. Why 4? Why not 3? Why can't 3 signify a long life? So the number 4 has to do with the long life. What does that mean? So really quickly, in Vedic astrology, there are planets that go around your zodiac signs. Which is the slowest one? Saturn. Why? Because it is the furthest from the sun. And so it takes a long time to complete its revolution. So all of that is indicated in the astrological chart. This was all devised by these yogis and rishis millions of years ago. So anyway, now they knew Saturn is the slowest. So when we are born, the sign in which the moon is recorded. And the moon at that point is in a star constellation. So that becomes the nakshatra in Vedic astrology. The moon is important because moon connects us to emotions, feelings, who I think I am. All of that is the moon, right? And so the moon, the star constellation in which the moon is, that becomes your nakshatra. In Sanskrit word for star constellation is the moon. So now Saturn passes this star constellation. It takes 2.5 years for it to go through one zodiac sign because it's the slowest. Moon goes it in 2.5 days. Moon goes very fast, right? You see the waxing and the waning of the moon. Quick, fast moving. Opposite to that is Saturn. It takes 2.5 years to go from one zodiac sign to another. So it takes 30 years for Saturn to come back to your star. 30 years. Now, one who sees 4 such revolutions of Saturn in his lifetime is considered to have a long life because it will take 120 years. Because it will take 30 years for it to come back to your star. And then he'll go again around the zodiac and come back again once in 30 years. Once in 30 years, when Saturn is on the moon, he gives us a chance to reset our lives. Anyway, so these 4 lines, the number 4 and long life is connected with the Saturn's revolution. Invariably, if you notice, when we are 70, 80, 90 and Saturn begins to move, one gets a jolt, a serious jolt in life sometimes, because that Saturn is to do with longevity. So anyway, don't get worried or paranoid about it. But these are just thoughts that I need to share to say that there is a reasoning behind some of these lines. The other ones I have not yet found out. It'll take weeks and months for me to study this. 4 lines on the forehead of Rama. All right. Then he says his height. Yesterday we talked about height, right? His height is 4 kikshus. Kikshus is the word that Hanuman uses in that verse. So it's possible it's a reference to cubits. Cubits was, as we understand in the Western time, the Greeks and the Romans used that. So, and India, of course, we didn't call it cubits, then we call it kikshus. So it's almost like this, length, about 21 to 24 inches, roughly, is a long cubit. So they will say an arm's length. They would mean from here to here. From the elbow to the tips of the fingers is 1 cubit. That's how they would measure in those days. Now again, it depends on how tall the person is. If Hanuman says 1 cubit, the length of his arm must be much, much bigger. So it depends again, right? It's subjective. But nevertheless, this is the meaning of 4 kikshus. So assuming that one is roughly average about 22 to 24 inches, guess what would be Rama's height? 96 inches or 8 feet. That was Rama's height. So he was truly tall. So we have to study the rest of that in this context. When they say certain organs are depressed and some was small in size and big in size, we have to understand it from the 8-foot Rama point of view. Okay? Don't compare it from your idea. Symmetry in 4 limbs. So he was not only tall and majestic, symmetry he had. What are the 4 limbs that needs symmetry for beauty? Cheeks. Arms need symmetry. Shanks, again, placed below the knees, they need symmetry. You don't want the left leg being a little more bold than the right leg and so on. So they are also symmetrical. Knees are symmetrical, right? Beautiful. Symmetry in 4 levels. This is what Rama is. 4 large and sharp teeth. You will say, wait a minute, what is that? I thought we had 32 teeth. Why is Rama having only 4 teeth? So they are referring to the molars at the back. The 4 molars. They are strong and sharp. Okay, so that is the reference here. That is also called the wisdom tooth. So that is there. So in India, right from then, we don't have that concept of removing these wisdom teeth. It is there. So if Rama was an adult and had it, so that has always been there. So 4 large and sharp teeth, Hanuman says. Then his gait is of 4 types. He walks in different contexts, in different situations. He has 4 different kinds of gait. What are they? One is like the lion. The second one is like the leopard. The third one is like the elephant. The fourth is like the bull. Depending on circumstances. Like remember, he's a warrior. So he might have to approach stealthily. He might have to he's also a king, so he might have to walk with pride. And he can walk leisurely without fear like an elephant. Or he could charge like a bull. We don't know what the inner meanings are, but I'm just thinking aloud here again. I didn't have time between yesterday and today to even think more. As much as I can, I try to contemplate on this. Gait is of 4 types of Rama: lion, elephant, leopard, and bull. Look at the beautiful comparisons. All 3 of different. Leopard and lion can be considered category as big cats, but their gaits are very different. Leopard is very graceful, very stealthy in its approach. Lions don't do that. That's why they hunt in packs. They don't know how to sneak in. But the tiger or the leopard has that capability to come in stealthily. It could be a 300-pound tiger, but yet you cannot hear his footsteps. That is the beauty of that gait. So think about these things. And all of this is part of Ram. Why are we studying this? And some of this we could make it incorporated in us. So then comes 5. Now 4 is done. So he comes to 5. He says 5 shiny limbs. All this is done in just 4 verses. So you can imagine how coded the entire language is. Just 4 verses from 17 to 20. 17, 18, 19, 20. Hanuman finishes off all of this that we are taking so long to understand. 5 smooth and shiny limbs. Hair, smooth. Eyes, smooth and shiny or glossy, if you will. Teeth, shiny. Feet, shiny. 6 elevated parts. What are they? The nose is elevated. Shoulders are nice and elevated. The forehead is elevated. The chest is elevated. The armpits are elevated. So in Ayurvedic massages, they pay special attention here. There is a bulge there. So when they massage that, a lot of toxins are released. Now, when we study the Vayu element in Kaivalya Marga classes, once this yagna is over, we'll come back to that. And I'll explain more about how we can switch nostrils, which nostril is active, and how I can switch by pressing the armpits, which armpit presses, and so on and so forth. So there is an important reason why there must be a little bulge which can activate the nostrils. So that part I'm kind of a little more familiar with. So these are the 6 elevated parts in Rama. 8 long limbs. What are they? Arms are long, fingers are long, eyes. When you say eyes are long, it's like this. Eyes are long, ears are long, torso is long, thighs are long, shanks are long, toes are long. He's 8 feet. So what do you expect, right? So 8 long limbs. So you saw that 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. There is some more deeper meaning in these numbers. I know for sure. My intuition tells me. Possesses 9 sharp features. Then he comes to 9. The mustache, nails, knuckles, they are all sharp. The beard is sharp. Skin, hair, penis. And then 2 qualities, acumen and perception. These 2 are sharp. So these are 9 sharp features. Again, Hanuman just says 9. And then we go back to the Shastra and say, what is the description of the divine person, then we are decoding what Hanuman has said. Okay? Remember that. So 10 lotus-like limbs, eyes. So again, he's coming to the same limb, but he's describing it in different manner. 10 lotus-like limbs, eyes, face, mouth, tongue, lips, cheeks, nipples, nails, feet, and hands. They're all lotus-like, beautiful, soft, however you want to imagine. 10 well-proportioned limbs. Head is proportioned, forehead is proportioned, mouth, ears, neck, chest, heart, back, arms, and feet. They're all very well proportioned. This was a near perfect human being, if you will, right? Rama. That's why he has become the very icon of Sanatana Dharma. There's none other like Rama, because not only was he physically extremely beautiful, extremely charming, and prince-like and a powerful warrior, but he was also an embodiment of righteousness. Then he had symmetry in 14 pairs of other limbs. Eyebrows were symmetrical, nostrils were symmetrical, eyes, ears, lips, nipples, elbows, wrists, knees, testicles. It's not lions. I don't know. I typed something else. Loins. Oh, I typed it wrong. The loins are symmetrical. Hands, feet, thighs. Pardon me for that mistake. It's loins. So there are 14 of these that are symmetrical in nature. So you saw that 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 14. And then finally, once again, he mentions doubly blessed and pure. That means he's got double blessings from his father's side and mother's side. He's got the best of both qualities. So there are different interpretations to this particular term, doubly blessed, but I'm going to choose this from what I read for now, that he's got the blessings of his father and the blessings of his mother as well. Okay. Yeah. So that's it. And so this is the beauty of how Hanuman describes Rama. And so now when you listen to these verses, I practice my best because those 3 verses are so tricky. I found them very difficult to pronounce for whatever reason, but I've broken them into small. The point here is, it is very interesting to see this conversation. There is great devotion and feeling. There is great dedication, and both are imagining Rama. Both are devoted to Rama. One is the wife of Rama. She misses him. So she is, as Hanuman is talking, she's beginning to visualize Rama. You and I cannot do that because now we are thinking, hey, wait a minute, what is limbs and what is this and that? So we are becoming very logical and analytical about this. But that's okay. I mean, we have no choice. We haven't been trained or educated in this kind of sastras or scriptures. We haven't. So it will take time for it to settle down. But so let us go back to that Ashokavana and see how Hanuman is lost in that chant. He is visualizing Rama and he's speaking, right? He's not reading from a book. He's not reading a scriptures from memory, but he is describing Rama like so. He's imagining. And then Sita is listening and she's imagining Rama as well. So let us go to that magical moment in these 20 verses and join them and also close our eyes or keep it open, but keep the mind's eye visualizing this wonderful being that represents our own Atma. This is not a foreign. This energy is in us. The very core and the essence of us is this beautiful, this perfect. That is how you need to look at this. So let us therefore invoke this divine energy of Hanuman. Invoke him, listen to these verses, and then listen to the Hanuman Chalisa as well. Om Bhuh Purusham Shri Bajranga Rupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami Om Bhuvah Purusham Shri Marutirupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami. Om Suvah Purusham Shri Chiranjeevi Rupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami. Om Bhurbhuvasuvah Purusham Shri Ramaduta Hanuman Rupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami. Om. Tam tu Rama katham shrutva Vaidehi vanarashabhat Uvacha vachanam santvam idam madhuraya gira Kvate ramena samsarga katham janasi lakshmanam Vanaranam naranam cha katham asit samagamah Yani ramasya lingani lakshmanasya cha vanara Tani bhuya samachakshvanamam shokas samavishet Kidrisham tasya samsthanam rupam ramasya kidrisham Katamoru katham bhahu lakshmanasya cha shamsame Evam uktastu vaidehya hanuman marutatmajah Tato ramam yatha tattvam akhyatumupachakrame Jananti bata dishpyamam vaidehi pariprachasi Bhartu kamalapatrakshi samsthanam lakshmanasya cha Yani ramasya chinhani lakshmanasya cha yani vai Lakshitani vishalakshi vadatashrunutani me Ramah kamalapatraksha sarvasattvamanoharah Rupadakshinya sampanna prasuto janakatmaje Tejasaditya sankasha kshamaya prithvi samah Brihaspati samo buddhya yashasa vasavopamah Lakshita jiva lokasya svajanasya bhirakshita Rakshita swasya vrittasya dharmasya cha parantapah Ramo bhamini lokasya chaturvarnasya rakshita Maryadanam cha lokasya karta karayita cha sah Archishmanarchitotyartham brahmacharya vrate stitah Sadhunamupakaragnya pracharagnyascha karmanam Rajavidya vinitascha brahmananam upasita Shrutavan shila sampanno vinitascha parantapah यजुर्वेदविनीतश्च वेदविद्भिः सुपूजितः धनुर्वेदे च वेदेषु वेदाङ्गेषु च निष्ठितः विपुलांसो महाबाहुकम्भुग्रीवः शुभाननः गूढजत्रुः सुताम्राक्षो रामो देवि जनैः श्रुतः दन्दुभिस्वननिर्घोषस्निग्धवर्णप्रतापवान् समः समविभक्ताङ्गे वर्णं श्यामं समाश्रितः त्रिस्थिरस्त्रिप्रलम्भश्च त्रिमसस्त्रिषुचोन्नतः त्रिताम्रस्त्रिषु च स्निग्धो गम्भीरस्त्रिषु नित्यश त्रिवलीवांस्त्रयवनतश्चतुर्व्यङ्गस्त्रिशीर्षवान् चतुष्कलश्चतुर्लेखश्चतुष्किष्कुश्चतुस्समः चतुर्दशसमद्वन्द्श्चतुर्द्रंष्टश्चतुर्गतिः महोष्टहनुसासश्च पञ्चस्निग्धोष्टवंशवान् दशपद्मो दशबृहत्त्रिभिर्व्याप्तो द्विशुक्लवान् षडुन्नतो नवतनुस्त्रिभिर्व्याप्नोति राघवः ॐ मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये शरणं प्रपद्ये श्री गुरुचरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनो रघुबर बिमल जसु जोदायक फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरा पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहे हरहु कलेश विकार ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरण विराज सुबेसा कानन
कुंडल कुंचित केसा, हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लियो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के देते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे देते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। राम 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 सुमरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्धिसा की गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। जय श्री राम। समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। Om. May all the beings in all the world be happy. जय बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सतगुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। ओम शांति शांति शांति।